He's a comedian. You can see him this weekend. Tommy Davidson is here this morning. How are you, brother?
Good, good. Glad to be here.
He's ready. He is ready.
We're going to talk to him in just a little bit.
He's a comedian. You can see him this weekend. Tommy Davidson is here this morning. How are you, brother?
Good, good. Glad to be here. I like to come here at least once a year.
There you go.
Got to come to Carolina.
Got to come to the Carolinas. I remember when I first just moved to Carolinas, I was like, everybody's so nice. I got to be here. So that's why we're very excited for your shows at the Comedy Zone Friday through Sunday. It's going to be fantastic. A fantastic time. You're a very funny man.
Thank you.
And I got to start with some, you know, your very, very long career. And I got to start with some big names that you've been co-headlining with, both Mark Curry and Cat Williams.
Yeah.
My first thought when I saw it, I was like, what's it like to share a stage like that with such creative and hilarious guys like yourself, like Mark, and like Cat?
It's like living in a circus, man. You know, just having that talent around me. Cat, I didn't know before this. Okay. Cat asked me to be on the tour. I was kind of like, I don't know him. He ended up being one of the nicest people ever. And me and Mark have known each other since put a 19 on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Put a 19 on. Since 1987. Is when we met in LA, and we're considered to be the vets.
Yeah,
you know. But it's good to watch comics that have a lot of material.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you find yourself like playing off each other? Just so look, comedy. Obviously, you have your written jokes and what you want to do, but then you just had live and you just kind of play with the crowd. But do you find that fun, that playing with both Mark and Cat on the spot right there?
That's the best part. Yeah. That's the best. I mean, I think traditionally we come from that group of comics.
Yeah.
That did that, you know, with the advent of the cell phone and social media.
Sure.
You know, a lot of stuff is happening in there. Whereas for us, we were actually experiencing it in the physical world. So we were seeing each other at clubs.
Yeah.
We were doing improv groups together. We were always improvising with each other. So I think it's just the way that we came into it.
And the best part too, I always say, like, a stand-up comedy is a cousin of acting, of theater, of performing, of music. And if you look at just your vast background, and not just stand-up, but in acting, in music specifically, that was one that jumped out at me. And your jazz background, and the things that you've done with jazz, you've met with some people, you've done some people, collaborated with some people, Dave Koz, Richard Elliott, just to name a few. What was it like to kind of step into an arena that, hey, I've been doing comedy and performing on this, but now I'm going to add music to my repertoire?
It was like Jubilee, man. I mean, because I waited.
Yeah.
Because I was a singer as a kid. I was just in here singing some Broadway stuff. And I was a singer as a kid, like a protege. So I did all the plays.
Sure.
You know, Bye Bye Birdie and Oliver and all. And since I was, 6 years old. So when I got into comedy, I was about 19. And I put singing down when I was about 14, 15, when I want to do what all the guys were doing, playing basketball or football or whatever. It took that long for me to come back to music, and I really decided that smooth jazz was the place to start.
Yeah.
I could do anything musically, but that's what I listen to at home, and I know a lot of the artists. And it turned out to be something that was really organic and real for me. A
full circle type of moment.
Yeah.
Look, we talked about stand-up, we talked about music, but we're also the television side of you. You know, the Louder and Prouder, Proud Family has been such a great series, especially on Disney Plus. Tell me about that. What's it like to put the creative minds together, the juices together, and then just come up with such great material each day, week in and week out, and you start seeing the results of a new season?
With animation, one of the things I love since I was a kid too, the process is an inside process, so no one gets to see it. But it's the most wonderful thing that you can be a part of. When I auditioned for it, they just gave me a picture of the character. And they said, what do you think he sounds like? I said, I think he sounds like this. They said, you got it. So, but it's working with the writers, working with the directors. You don't have to worry about the camera being there.
Right.
And that's the best part of doing it. If I'm on camera, we got vanity.
How long does it take to perfect that perfect voice of that character when you look at it, when you envision it?
For me, there's, I hate, this sounds kind of funny, but there's voices in my head, man. They're already there. They're ready to go, And if I want to do an impression,
Yeah.
I'll just listen to someone long enough.
Okay.
So I couldn't do Obama, and I was like, wait a second, you're not doing your basics. Just listen to him. And like, right after I did that, from that point on, everything I did was Obama-esque. And whatever I said sounded like Obama. Like for instance, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. They're part of an essential breakfast. I mean, he's got a carafe of orange juice and apple juice with it, and apples and oranges and bananas, but they're part of that breakfast. You see? And they're great.
It's not just the voice, it's the cadence. It's the cadence that goes along with it. Oh, wow, that is fantastic. Tommy, you're so talented, and you've really been a big role model in this industry, in all the facets of this industry. Again, this weekend is going to be one fantastic weekend at the Comedy Zone. You're headlining. You got to check it out. A very funny man, my man with a DC background, because we talked about it, baby. Tommy Davidson. Hey, Tommy, we love it when you stop by the show.
Thank you for
we really
having me.
appreciate it. My man, Kristen, how great was that?
So good, so good, so good. Thank you both so much. Oh my gosh, we love it when he's here.